First of all, congratulations to Luminosity Gaming for winning the $1 million championship major. And today we're going to go over the pistol round tutorial in CSGO. So, the pistol round is very differently played by the CTs and the terrorists. The CTs have what we call the USPS or the P2000. So the USPS and the P2000 is a one-shot, one-tap from any long-range, mid-range, close range. But when you have the Glock, on the other hand, this little brown thing, it's a two-shot headshot from a long distance and a one-shot from a close distance. This is our sample buddy. This is Bob and Joe. Bob died from one tap from a close distance, but Joe dies from two shots. That's because the Glock is significantly, how should I put it, underpowered in pistol rounds. That's why some people may buy a Tech 9 armor, and that's what you call a juggernaut in CSGO pistol round. That enables you to just spray, pray, and just be constantly moving at close ranges. So, on pistol round, as a CT player, you usually want to play back. Playing back allows you and your team to be able to win these battles. If you play back, you make it so that the Glock can't one-shot you from a close distance. So on pistol round, if I push up here, I will die to one shot from a terrorist. If it's like pushing up on dust too long. You give the people an opportunity to one-shot you, and even if you're able to fall back, you will die. Because the Glocks, they're just a train of 5 people spraying at your head, and then your USPS is like tap, 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 tap. It's like a laser beam. It's just so underpowered when you're against a Glock train. They call it a Glock train because there's 5 players rushing past at your face, and you will just likely die to them. So now that's covered. CT players should never push up, and when they play, they should play from afar. The Glock is 8 shots to the chest when the CTs have body armor to kill, 2 shots to the head from a distance, 1 shot to the head close distance. You knew that. Without body armor, I think it's 3 to 4 shots with the USPS, 3 to 4 shots with the Glock. That's why it's really good to buy body armor, especially on pistol rounds. If you don't, then it kind of sucks, but you may be setting up for someone to juggernaut. And we're going to go on the terrorist side to tell you what I mean. So, on pistol round, you start out with $800. Usually, everyone almost always buys the default setup, which is body armor. Body armor is $650. You're given $800, you have $150 left over. But, you could do something called juggernauting on terrorist side. Juggernauting is when one of your T players has body armor and a Tech 9. When they have a Tech 9, you're just this full frontal force that has a good gun, that has a high fire rate, along with the body armor protection. So you upgrade from Glock to Tech 9. Tech 9 is extraordinarily good. Even after the nerf, it's still like an 80 to 90 shot headshot from really far with the Tech 9. And that's pretty damn good. So, as a terrorist team, the person without body armor should probably always be in the back, because the full frontal force, when you have body armor, you want to absorb damage. You're like the heavy in TF2. You are this tank for your team. And the players in the back who bought you a Tech 9, who bought grenades, they need to bait you. And there's no question. That is about terrorist side strats. The people with the armor need to go first so they could absorb the damage to allow you to get that potential of a 5v2 or 3. I say 2 and 3 because usually the CTs will hold a site with 2 or 3 players. Got it. But I mentioned that they also could buy 2 grenades. And the 2 grenades are usually smoke or, what's it called? Flashbang or grenade. Grenade is if you know it's like Inferno and you know they're going to play dark, or you know they're going to play big garage, you know they're going to play wherever. And this does a whole lot of damage. It can do up to 90 damage. They just have body armor. You buy a smoke grenade because it allows your team to gain what Fallen would say is space. And space allows your team to execute. So just me smoking this one big garage allows my marshmallow players to actually get into Cat. And Cat enables me to get control of Heaven. This smoke, this one little tiny little smoke that a terrorist player could possibly buy, allows me to go mini without getting killed unless you have a CT player back here. This is a good angle. Good angle. It's a spam angle. Or it allows you to push into secret. Smokes and flashes are extraordinarily good for gaining your team's space. And the more space that your team has, the more likely that your team will survive and be able to execute a 5-man on sight. On pistol round, you usually don't want to split up more than one person. One person can lurk on pistol round, and 4 people can do an execute. When I say lurk, I don't mean, oh, okay, push in and make a crap ton of noise and die. No. When you lurk, you're playing for rotators. So say I'm a lurker on the terror side, and I'm playing here. I'm waiting for my team to plant B, and once the A players are starting to rotate, I go into hut, and I kill the rotators. This is what you call the lurker. The lurker is there to get those cheap frags to make it easier on your team to hold the site. Okay, now that we got that done, we're going to talk about distance battles. So say you have this really strange team that just wants to play inside for pistol round. It's not strange, but it's just uncommon. But your teammates want to go out squeak to just execute on A. This is extraordinarily bad because when you play here, how many shots does it take for me to kill someone in heaven? 2. How many shots does it take this guy in heaven to kill me? 1. So statistically, the CT can kill you faster. Statistically, the CT will win the rounds because you chose to go squeaky door. So when you go hut, you can one-tap these guys in heaven. Only on this angle. That angle you can't. And when you smoke, you could do something where you smoke on sight to guarantee this thing called the plant. The plant enables your team to get $800. And this smoke enables it so that the CT player must spam to kill you. He doesn't know where you are, but you get that guaranteed plant, almost always. So going hut is way better than going squeaky, because first of all, you get one-tap potential on this one general area. Plus, you get the element of surprise, the firework effect, as in, instantly, you're close up to him. And this enables you to close in on this guy. And you'll be able to get more shots off going hut compared to squeaky. That's just because he's more exposed. You see more surface area. And you get to break that tension by just spamming him when he's out more. You see, when he's right here and I push squeak, he can just hide like this, right? But if I push out door, when he's hiding, he has to fall back, and that gives me about 2 extra shots in for him pushing back. That enables me to get a higher percentage on the kill for executing. Say you're a CT player and you're on pistol round. We're going to talk about CTs now. They have sight. You don't know what to do. You have choices. You have contest to kill, defend the site, or wait for rotates. And the obvious answer, wait for damn rotates. Because if I just go all out to the wall like this, I'm exposing myself to a 1v5. I'm likely to die from this plethora of bullets. So if I wait for my 5 teammates to get ready to retake, then I have a much better chance to get the kill. Because say if I peek right here, all 5 players will be looking at me, right? But if, say, I push out here, I have a player pushing out hut, and I have a player pushing out squeak, and I have a player pushing out mini. These are 4 different angles at once, all at the same time. And the terrorists need to kill all of us. So that is an advantage for waiting for rotates, is that you're making the terrorists kind of panic. They must be looking, when they're on site, they must be like this. Oh my god, is he heaven? Is he hut? Is he squeak? Is he mini? They're going to be guessing. You're going to keep them constantly guessing. They don't know where you are. But if you just peek one by one by one, you get screwed over. And that's just simple common knowledge in CS. Even if you don't win and you peek all at once, that is still good technique. You did nothing wrong. You have no one to blame. That's great, CS. As a CT player, we're going to talk about the CT buy for a sec. You may have people buying armor, but it doesn't make sense to buy anything else except for armor. Unless you're buying a flash grenade, a smoke, or a defuse kit. So the defuse kit, if you have at least 1 defuse kit on pistol round, you have 5 extra seconds. That means your team has 5 extra seconds to rotate, 5 extra seconds to retake, 5 extra seconds to defuse. And that means you're drastically increasing your chances of winning the round by having one single defuse kit. And when you have that guy with the defuse kit, give him a pat on the back, because he is the one player that is your insurance. He is like, you're paying to not have that armor, that protection, for the higher chance to win the round. And you should only have really 1 or 2 players doing this. If you have 1 player, that's great. If you have 2 players, that's meh, because armor against Glocks are really good. And when you just put armor on, you just drastically nerf the Glock. 8 shots to kill the body. 2 shots, dead. Alright. So in CSGO, they have something called the Glock Train. If the terrorists push out ramp, you want to all push out once. That's why they call it the train. If I peek one by one and let my T players die, that's bad. But say, this is what happens a lot. A terrorist executes going to ramp. He peeks, and then he instantly dies. What do? 4 players are behind him. What do these guys do? Well, they have choices. They could push out and try to get the refrag. They can fall back, or they can sit and wait for the push. The best answer is if you're not smoked off, you push to get the refrag. You don't let him take that for free. It's like in chess. If they take a piece for free, then you're literally throwing the game. Think of it like that way. So if one player dies, I'm going in. Screw it. We need to refrag. We need to win. And I don't want to go in on a 5v4, because usually the team with 5 players wins. So I'd rather be in a 4v4 than being in a 5v4. If I fall back, I'm literally giving up one of my pieces. But if this is smoked off and my teammate pushes through the smoke, only one, the team should not push. Just simple as that. Because what you're going to be doing is you're going to be disoriented as you push. You only push this when you have the utility. And on pistol round, you usually don't have that utility. So if you have a smoke and you want to push it on pistol round, you should really just be pushing it as a team. If you push it like only one player, you're like feeding these guys a free frag. It's like bait, but without a hook. You give them fish, and they bite, and then they get away. That's not good. So that was some CSGO and how to play on the pistol round, the common knowledge, and all that stuff. If you guys like this kind of video, please like, comment, or subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you folks in another video. This was the pistol round and the basics on the pistol round, and hopefully I'll see you folks in another video. Peace.